The Ladies with Purpose Debutante Cotillion seeks to encourage, equip, and enhance the success of multicultural young high school ladies by encouraging and supporting their pursuit of higher education, personal development, and civic involvement. And joining me today to share about their upcoming debutante scholarship ball is Anita Dortch and Tony Irby. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. Okay, so this event is so fun. So when I first came to Fort Wayne, I attended your previous debutante ball, and it was just so encouraging to see all the young ladies on that stage just really receiving the training and the education and just all their process that they went through, and then they bloomed on that night, which is so great. So Anita, start off by telling me about the Debutante Cotillion.
All right, it was started in Fort Wayne in the 1960s by the Urban League, and I was a debutante, and so it was such a great and grand experience that we wanted to keep it going.
Yeah.
So after the Urban League stopped having the Cotillion, Jack and Jill, which I was president of, we took it over. And so for years, Jack and Jill had it, and then it stopped again. And then the Friends of the Ministerial Alliance started it. And then we renamed the Cotillion. Our committee is called Ladies with Purpose. And that is our only purpose, is to highlight junior and senior girls of African American descent in our community. And so we started an affair extraordinaire. And this year it will be the 17th affair extraordinaire.
Yeah.
So we're happy to have it in Fort Wayne again.
Oh, that is so awesome. And so in case someone doesn't know what a cotillion is or what a debutante ball looks like, feels like, how would you describe it, Tony?
I would describe it as definitely more than the white dress. It is definitely a coming out, a reveal of who you are to be and who you want to become. So I think it's definitely a total iteration of this young child. And then even for her parents, let alone the society to see her, but even the parents see such a butterfly effect by the time they actually present. It is like, wow, this is a totally different young lady from the time that, she was born. I mean, so it's a big reveal. So that's why I say it's more than the white dress. It's personal as well as professional development too, leadership.
Right, yeah, absolutely. And so throughout this process, so this is a scholarship ball, and so the public is able to attend. They can purchase tickets to come, and it's a fun event. I mean, we're watching the ceremonies happen. We're watching the ladies come in and see who wins the different scholarships, and then it's a party, you dance, and you have a good time at the same time. So talk to me about the scholarship side of it. How does that work?
That works. We have requirements for all of our Debs, and part of the requirements are that you have to sell so many tickets, and you have to sell tickets for your table. We have ads. We have this ad booklet that we put all of their ads in. So the person with the highest ticket sales gets an award. The person with the
highest GPA,
gets an award. And even our escorts get an award if they have the highest GPA.
Yes.
So it's just about attendance, you get an award. So we want to celebrate all of the girls.
Right.
And just some will be specially, recognized because that one Deb will be Miss Cotillion, based upon all the criteria of having a 3.0 GPA, also being actively involved in your community, writing an essay. We have an award for an essay, the best essay. So it's a combination of things that makes the Debs. And we have workshops that Tony can tell you about that have enhanced the girls through this process? Because we started in, I think, October.
October, yes, ma'am.
Oh, yeah.
And we have so many girls and their parents and their grandparents that want them in it, but it's a time commitment.
Right.
Yes.
So the time is really, really, valuable to all of us because the committee is involved.
Yes.
Like every Sunday.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even outside of the cotillion, like it's so much behind the scenes that we all do to make it be an extra affair extraordinaire, as Mom
Right.
says. Yes.
Right.
And that's the whole thing. Like you mentioned that it is fun, but it is absolutely elegant. It is Black excellence at the highest level.
Right.
It is at the peak of that, and we always say that we speak to the girls about their future self. So it's important that we deal with them holistically
Right.
throughout the whole entire process. So our prayer is that by that night, like I said, it's like a butterfly effect. So that night they earn their wings.
Yes.
So by the time they're walking down, I mean, all of this grace and just light. I don't know. That's the best way I can describe it, don't you think?
You're right. It's just an elegant affair.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Right.
Oh yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And what I love is that it teaches the girls so much discipline,
Yes.
so much responsibility, because like you said, they have to meet this criteria. They're responsible for their ads. They're responsible for attending, practice
Public service
to know
as well.
the dance, to know the presentation of, how to place the arms and how to do formal
Yes.
walks with the
Yes.
gentleman that will be escorting them, and community service and all of that.
Yes.
So it's a full picture,
Yes.
and they're getting just that extra development. So talk
Yes.
to me about the workshops, Tony.
I think the workshops are absolutely phenomenal. So we have anything from self-awareness to professional women that actually come in to, when it comes to if you want to be an attorney, or if you're interested in being in the medical field, or if you're interested in being even in the creative zone, as far as cosmetology or any other artistry that you might think of. We have so many wonderful people that partner with us in concert to make this just be a fantastic experience for the girls. So we can't thank them enough, and they do that as in-kind services to us.
Yeah.
And not only just to us, to our future leaders. So they come there and they pour and they share. I think a lot of times we do workshops and we see people show up in like who they are now, but I love that our leaders come in and say who they used to be and how they became. So I think that's how children, or young ladies and young men, of course, too, they relate more with that when you come in as your authentic self and say, I was you, I'm just a bigger version now.
Yeah, that mentorship is so important.
It's phenomenal.
It's so important. And then there's also young men that are involved. You mentioned the escorts.
Right.
So they get an experience themselves and really have to step up to
Yes.
be that support for the girls.
That's it.
right.
Yeah.
Because
That's
we
the
make
perfect way to explain
sure
it.
that the escorts are not boyfriends. Because,
It can end.
relationships
Boyfriend
can end. That's right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And so the gentlemen around the community, so do they just volunteer and they sign up and say, yes, I want to be, is there an official name for them?
Well, we call them escorts as far as, like you said,
Right.
the young men. And so they the girls pick them, or either they might have asked that, hey, I'll help you. But I love that they come in. And so that's the first thing that we explain to them, is how much we appreciate them covering these young women. And I think if we can understand that, especially in our Black community, to really get that, this promotes community.
Right.
So it's saying, even when we have dads that step in, because sometimes we have to have community leaders come in, and they, even though you might not be my biological daughter, these men are saying, you are my daughter.
Right.
So I'm going to cover you in this instance the same way, as if your biological dad would, or maybe he's not able to stand in place. But we appreciate every partner.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a community affair.
Yes.
And we are supporting the concept of Ubuntu.
Yes.
They have developed their own shirts. They have shirts that they wear, and on the back it says, Ubuntu, I am because we are.
Yeah.
And we are all working together for the same thing. And
Yes,
sometimes in
ma'am.
our community, we're so divided.
Yes.
We're divided about where we live, where we go to school. These girls come from the whole local area of Fort Wayne.
Yeah.
And they are blending and they are learning what sisterhood is about.
Yes, yes,
You
yes.
know, it's
Yeah,
not
it's
just
beautiful,
about
yeah.
being, you know, in a sorority and where you all divided, where you're going to church,
Yes.
where you're different denominations. But
Yeah.
this is about, it's about you.
Yes, ma'am.
It's about the we in us. It's not about I. When the girls walk in, it's I.
Yeah.
But when they leave, it's we.
Yes, I
It's
love
we.
it. But the thing what I love about
Yes,
mom,
sir.
I think, because we always say we love to take wisdom and technology. So of course, mom will be the wisdom. Let's say I might have a wee bit, but she definitely is the wisdom. And, but the girls grew up in a technology world. So I love
Yeah.
that we mesh those.
Yeah.
So she teaches them the grace, the poise. She also reminded them about, tapping into your history.
Right.
How important it is. It's
Yeah.
so much. We infuse so much African American culture into this. So this all started like in France, I believe, right,
Right,
in
it's
Europe, right?
it's
But
European.
through our cotillion, it's we infuse the African American culture in it. It's a special time.
Yeah.
And it's just not for the elite.
No.
No, your parents don't have to be doctors or teachers or lawyers. We embrace everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you don't have the funds to even afford the registration, we make sure that happens.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And we've already, I think, Tony was instrumental in being the mom for a girl who didn't. And so not only did she become the mom, but all the committee embraced that.
Yeah, we did.
And we poured into her.
Yes.
And that's what it's
That's
about.
exactly what it's about.
Wonderful. Well, thank you both so much for coming and
Thank
sharing
you.
about your experience, and thank you for what you do.
Thank you for having us.
All right, if you'd like more information about the Debutante Cotillion, we'll have their website listed below. Tickets are still available, and you can purchase them. This event is taking place on April 19th, and you can find out more information on their website. And I'll see you after the break.